Quantum Leap. I don't know what episode I'm on at the moment. I think it's I think I watched 6 and 7. I think I'm not exactly sure. Um, then I started the next episode. But I didn't finish it. So I'm trying to think. They kind of had some up moments in the show. Because of this new character being introduced. And yeah, she's reappeared like twice. No, 3 times already now. Three episodes. Yeah, 3 different episodes. So in the previous jump that she shows up, um, no, not that. Wait, that one? Yeah, not that one. I don't know how many years it been since she met being the first from the first to the second time. But from the second to the third time, she said it's been 6 years since she saw Ben. And it's almost like, ooh, like, okay. And then Addison has come back as the um, hologram. Jen was the hologram for a little while in one episode, and Ian was the hologram. I think in the same episode they tag team. Um, Now Addison, oh, and even Tom was a hologram, and Tom kept trying to shake Ben's hand like he wasn't a hologram. That was funny. That was funny because it was almost like Ben wasn't gonna shake his hand due to the situation at hand. Because Tom is with Edison now, but that wasn't even the case. He can't shake his hand because he a hologram. Oh my goodness. So yeah, Tom did that a couple of times. Put his hand out to shake Ben's hand. And he a hologram. Um Al got mentioned, but like in a different way. Albert Einstein was the character, and the woman that was reappearing, she shortened it to Al, and they said cheers to Al. So I was like, oh, I took it as Al Cigarelli, but they were talking about Albert Einstein, but I was thinking Al Cigarelli. So I was like, ah, okay. And so the the episode that I'm on at the moment, they're in Egypt. They Ben was in Giza. Now he's in Cairo, I think. Okay, so him and the reoccurring character, she's helping Ben come up with a plan because Ben put the bug in the wrong place, so now they got to get the bug, then put it in the right place, and now they're getting ready to do that and have a and boop boop boop. So they in the middle of doing that right now. And Ben talking about something, you got to be quiet, but then he knocks over something and has to catch it, and then the man hears something. Tell me something. Shh. Do you hear that? And I'm like, no, no, you don't. No, you don't hear it. You don't hear that. You don't hear anything. Cause goodness, it's almost like that man. That man heard a pin drop. I'm like, no, you don't hear nothing. So they trying to be quiet and unseen. But the dude hears something, so he might be getting suspicious. And that's where I left off at in that episode. That might be episode 7. It might be episode 7 or 8. Maybe 8. I don't know. Okay, so that's about it. I'm trying to think if there was any side thingies. Not really. Not too much of side stuff like the parallel. I mean, but there is. But it's not flushed out just yet. But as I was watching the new character and Ben's interaction, and then Addison is there, it, I was like, is Addison getting jelly? I don't know. She might be getting jelly. I don't know. I don't think so, though. I don't know. I don't think so, though. But Addison is PO'd, I think. Like, Addison has had it up to here. She went to Magic. She was talking to Magic. And she was like, because Ben had told her that he didn't want her to be his hologram anymore because they basically have broken up unbeknownst to Ben. And then now that Ben knows, Ben said he didn't want Addison to be his hologram, that he didn't want it to be like awkward or whatever. So Addison and Magic was talking, and because Magic is Addison's boss, so she's talking to him like she was supposed to be the leaper. Now, then she was the hologram, and now she's basically on the sidelines. So she was feeling some kind of way about that. Um, so that's why everybody was tagging in. But then there was nobody to tag in and be the hologram. So they was like, Ben won't mind if you be the hologram. And she was like, he made it perfectly clear that he didn't want me as a hologram. And so they was like, can't nobody else do it. I mean, he gonna be all right. So when she showed up, he was like relieved. I mean, he needs help. That's what y'all there for, to guide him through the mission. So he was like, yeah, no. Like, she was like, oh, I didn't think you wanted to see me. And then he was like, oh, no, like, help me with the mission. That's what you're here for, basically. He ain't say it like that, but he was like relieved. I mean, the mission is the bigger issue at hand, you know. So she's helping him, and then the returning character is stepping up after Addison said that it will look less suspicious if he were to be with her instead of walking around by himself. If he was to be walking around by himself, he would look like a spy. So, so the returning character took that and ran with it, and now she's helping Ben. Addison is still there because she doesn't know what is going on necessarily, so she's like overlooking what's going on. Addison is like telling Ben like the 411 and like the facts, and then the new character seems to be helping him with that, it seems. Okay. Wait, I gotta take that off. Okay. So now I'm going to talk about crocheting. Um, I did crochet some buttons. The second button I crocheted, I didn't put anything inside of it because I didn't have like a plastic, like something plastic that I wanted to use, that I wanted to utilize. I got the pattern from T1na Ba1ley. Um, have any plastic, the plastic top, a plastic yogurt top, and she cut out like a round circle shape to put inside the crochet portion. But I didn't have anything I wanted to cut up and use. Um, so I don't have anything in my second button. In the first button that I made, put a button inside, and I anchored the button to the crochet part. But when I did that, it kind of scrunched in one side of the button, and I tried to undo it so that I can fix it, but I couldn't undo it to fix it. Like, okay, what the hey? It's handmade. It was my first one, so it goes. And then I made the second one, but I didn't put a button inside that one because I felt like it wasn't necessary. Because the button was smaller than the crochet portion. So the button would have been in there, but it would have been, I don't know, rattling around. uh, and I could have anchored it a little bit, not all the way though, because I wanted it not to scrunch like I had scrunched the first one by by anchoring in it, by anchoring it. So yeah. So yeah, I made some buttons, some crochet buttons to go onto the crop top sweater today. Hopefully it'll be sufficient to be a button, and the plastic part isn't so necessary for it to keep its shape and stay a button instead of being flimsy and getting unbuttoned, because it doesn't have a form in it inside of it. So hopefully that doesn't happen. I could see why it would happen, because it doesn't have a form in it. It doesn't have the plastic part to for it to help keep its shape. But hopefully I can just loop it around and it stay looped around like that. If not, then I'll just have to find some plastic that I can cut up to use as an insert for some more buttons that I would have to make. So yeah, that's what's going on now with the sweater. I'm thinking around what plastic I have to use, because I do see where the button would be flimsy, so it could lose its shape and come undone. Like, that's a possibility because it doesn't have the form to keep its shape. I do have the button. I was thinking maybe I could sew the button on the outside of the crochet button, and then that'll make it, sufficient to be, that'll be a button for the sweater to catch on to. But if it's in the front of the button, that's not the look I was going for. But maybe I could put the button in, maybe it could work like in the back. I'm thinking. Oh, my wheels are turning. So perhaps I can attach the button to the back so that there'll be something for the sweater to catch on to that'll keep its shape, but I'll get the look of the crochet button in the front. So perhaps that'll work. Now, with the other button being on the side of the button, maybe that'll work like that. First time making buttons. Woo! Crochet buttons. because none of my buttons matched. Um, like, well, I had two buttons that did match, but I wasn't feeling them. They weren't as big as the two buttons that I found that were similar in size. Like they weren't even like the same, but yeah, I was looking for a certain size button, and they came close to being the same size, but they weren't the same look. So I was like, T1na Ba1ley shows how to make crochet buttons. So let me go on over and see how to make some buttons.